Testing. Yep. All right. So I did a presentation on a behavioralist. This is a behavioralist called Gina Green. You've seen this photo. She's a PhD, and she had her BCBA certification through the doctorate method. Um, I ran through some research with her, and I have some articles. Some of the articles, most of the articles have to do with early intervention and those on the spectrum. So her research is mostly based off of those on the spectrum. And her and other researchers have uh, looked at interventions during that age group. And I think the reason for that is that those interventions typically are fairly effective early on. So there's like a critical period in which those interventions can be most effective, and I think that's the reason why she focuses research on that. As far as the books and articles I found, we can go to the bibliography real quick. So if you go to the bibliography, as I said before, she has common themes within her research. So her research is mostly based off all of them I found are definitely on the spectrum. So she focuses on spectrum disorder population, but to go further, she also focuses on those who are early childhood. And I don't think I've found a research that goes over the age of 14. Mostly, she focuses on ages below 5. Where's my notation? And she mostly focuses on interventions that are like defined as intense or ABA focused. So she focuses on ABA approaches to decrease certain behaviors. So in one such study, I think it was this one here, they use a intense behavioral treatment for toddlers. So again, young population, and they use it at a certain point, and then what they did is they compared the functioning of the toddler with treatment to a normally developed toddler or a student sometime in the future, and they find that the treatment is fairly effective. So that's a very common theme of her research, is that check something real quick, is that she focuses on treatments for toddlers. This one's also a treatment for toddlers as well. She administers treatments, ABA-focused treatments, and she then provides results. And all the results are quite illuminating. So they suggest that early intervention is quite effective in the treatment of autism. And that's sort of like the gist of what you get with the research. You know, she focuses on toddlers, she focuses on ABA, but almost unequivocally, the research points to the interventions being very effective early on. So early intervention is very important. Is what you get when you sort of read her research through. This is Sarah Appleby. Okay, and she even goes on to one such research where she does a model of the cost-benefit analysis of early intervention, and what it's found is that it even saves money. So it saves money. Students benefit. Toddlers who may be exhibiting symptoms of autism, they benefit quite greatly from it, and it's quite good research and quite illuminating research as well. Okay, so the summary of the interview. The person's work is very important because it shows that early intervention is very, very important. As far as the interview, it's fairly generic. Mostly, I asked because I asked her things about about how applied behavioral analysis is. Let me go here. Go. It's up here, I think. The interview is quite simple. So I was more interested in her. Where's the interview? Here. I was more interested in her, like uh, how applied behavioral analysis has changed over time, because her work was basically based off applied behavior analysis, and I was very interested in that as opposed to well, anything else, because the field is like evolving, and um, I'm just interested to see, how it's like then versus how it's like now. Where right now it's a demand for it is very high, and the rest of the questions were about like early intervention, um, and some of the interventions that you should know, particularly if you're working with people under the age of 5. So, because I noticed the research age group was under the age of 5, I wanted to know interventions that were good to know, and I wanted to know how ABA has changed over time. Were about 2 main questions regarding this project and her in particular. All right, thank you.